Hey everybody, this is Owl. This is my first episode of the playthrough with Elden Ring, and I am super excited for this game. I've been anticipating it since probably, I think 2018 was when there started to be rumors about it. I might be wrong about that, but it's been a really long time that I've been waiting for this to come out. So I want to do a playthrough all the way through the game, and I decided to start as the Wretch just so I could have, the full experience and go in absolutely blind with no equipment, not knowing anything, having to scrounge for everything. And so we're gonna start here in the Chapel of Anticipation and go through the little introductory area. So this episode is just gonna cover the intro all the way up to Limgrave. I thought this intro was gonna be a lot like the Dark Souls 3 intro where you immediately start fighting people. But I was wrong. You come out, there's nobody, and then you find the intro boss, which every Dark Souls game will have an intro boss. And I came in kind of cocky, thinking I was gonna actually do it, but nope, I didn't get a single hit, and he instantly wrecked me. So there's probably some kind of special achievement or a secret cutscene that you get if you beat that guy right off the bat. So I'll probably have to go back and try that, but.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
So after the cutscene, it transports you down here, which I think is a place called the Stranded Grave. And it's kind of awesome the way that they set this up. On the right there, you can drop down, and that goes to the tutorial area where you can, fight little enemies, and it tells you how to play the game. I do go down there because at the end of that run, you do get a gesture, so that's why I did that. And then up there, you can see like another little shiny. I explored around a little bit, but I could not figure out how to get up to that section, so I just left it for now. If you go on the left, try to jump up here. No way that I could get up there, so I just said drop down. But instead of dropping down, if you go through that door that you see when you first wake up, that just takes you directly into the game. But like I said, this first episode is going to cover the tutorial area and a little stuff here. The flasks that they give you at the beginning are just like the Estus flasks from Dark Souls. I think they're called Cerulean and Azure flask or something like that, or Scarlet and Cerulean flask. Anyway, and then the Sites of Grace, of course, are basically like the bonfires. So I'm just gonna let this little section play out. It's kind of interesting. The little tutorial boss in here is actually not that difficult, and there's been a lot of discussion around whether or not this game is going to be, too easy. I've played through, at least two Fromsoftware games, but to be honest, I think that this game is going to be as easy or as difficult as you want it to be. I think that my first death is in here against the pretty easy tutorial boss, just because I was trying to figure out how to, fight. The fighting mechanics are a little bit different. I think that's one reason why they have this tutorial area. You can counterattack with the guard, like I did there. Of course, you can two-hand weapons. You can sneak and get backstabs. So I was just kind of messing around with all of the fighting mechanics. I had a little bit of difficulty with this guy. I was gonna try to get, just a backstab on him, but he was not, like, I guess, aggressive enough for me to learn the timing to expose him when he does his thrust attack. So I thought that he would just come right for me, but he's pretty defensive, just turtling a whole bunch. And I know that there's a way to break their guard, yeah, like I did there. And that's one thing that is kind of new to this game as opposed to other games like Dark Souls, for example, is that everyone has a secret posture bar, kind of like the posture bar in Sekiro, only you don't see it, and it looks like the gameplay doesn't revolve heavily around the posture bar. You can play it just like Dark Souls, but I think that smart players, and once you get good, will definitely take advantage of making sure that they break posture meters. I noticed that things like jump attacks and power attacks do a lot of posture damage, and then the lighter attacks don't really. And so I think that doing counters and heavy attacks are going to play, a big factor into getting good at the combat system in Elden Ring. In this part of the tutorial, they introduce you to the sneak mechanic a little bit. I'm not sure if it affects the sneak the same way as it does in Sekiro, but there are bushes scattered throughout the world that you can sneak through. And I did try it against an enemy out in the open world, and it does seem like the bushes do add to your stealth. So I think for players that want to be stealthy and get lots of backstabs, there's going to be lots of opportunity, at least out in the open world, where you can sneak past, around, or behind enemies. You can see with that guy, with one heavy attack, I broke his posture. And if I was paying attention, I could have got the riposte, but I was a lunk and just decided to hit him repeatedly with a club, so... Through this section is where you find the, I guess, real tutorial boss. Compared to Gundyr from Dark Souls 3, this guy is not really that much to be worried about, but I thought that I could guard his heavy attack, which obviously I could not. I put up a pretty good fight. At the end of the day, I get pretty much destroyed by this dude on my first attempt. It was kind of funny. I just got pretty careless and aggressive and didn't stagger him enough, so I think that's another situation where breaking posture will come in handy, as you can see that with like light attacks don't really, stagger enemies like this. Some do, but he obviously didn't, so once you die, instead of going all the way back to the bonfire, you can go to the Shrine of Marika, or, yeah, I think it's Marika, sorry, Shrine of Marika. And so that makes it so you don't have to go all the way through the whole dungeon again, which is kind of a nice feature. But after that first attempt, pretty proud of myself. I go in and I do a lot better job the second time facing off against this guy. So with the left trigger, you can use the basically like combat art of your weapon, and so I think it's what's it called, Berserker Roar or something like that, or Barbaric Roar, and that allows you to do more damage. So I threw that on right at the beginning, was able to circle and get the riposte in this guy, or I guess the backstab. My wake up range was not quite there, but I was able to get the block counter on him, and so with that, able to fell that enemy. I do look around a little bit to see if I can find out how to get to that other little shiny that I saw on the ledge earlier, but there, as far as I can tell, isn't any way in this part of the dungeon to get there. So you come back out to the top of where you started, and then this shiny, of course, is that gesture that I wanted to get. So I go back again to check, but there isn't anything. So with these videos, I'm going to be, playing, and then after playing, do a voice record after the fact. If anybody watches, which I don't have anyone watching, but if anyone watches, just let me know if this is a format that is good, or if there's a different kind of format that you want me to do the videos in. But after finishing the tutorial, I just jump down and go through the door to basically the first part of this game, which is going to be Limgrave, which is a very open area. I'm not sure if this is the area that will connect all of the other little realms and kingdoms, but it is pretty open, and there's a lot of directions that you can go in. So basically run through here and light the bonfire, or I guess the Site of Grace. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. One other thing is that for my burial gift, I chose the I think it's Stone Sword Key is what it's called. I can't remember for sure, but I chose it just in case I came across doors like this that you see there on the right. These are items that help you with PvP. But back on the right, you'll see that there's a little statue. And these statues can only be opened with certain keys that are, like I think it's called a Stone Sword Key. I'm sure that you can probably find them around the world, but once you use them, they're one-use, single-use items, and they open up certain sections of the map. So I decided to use one here just because it was right here at the beginning, and instantly it is a poison area, which is super funny. I didn't think that I'd be running into a poison area this early, but the poison here actually built up really quick. There wasn't a lot in this first section, and I go through and I decide, after seeing this big huge thing, that I'm probably not going to make it down there at this time. I want to find something that I can use to cure poison damage before I attempt to conquer this part. So I decided to come and hide here because another trap is coming up, and then it instantly kills me as it turns. So there's my second death, and I know that this is just kind of the nature of Souls games, but it's just these little things that you don't expect to happen, little traps and enemies waiting in ambush that kind of make the game, I guess, frustrating. That's not necessarily what the difficulty is all about, but it's just one of those things that kind of plays into being cautious and feeling like you don't want to, overextend and die and have to go all the way back to find your runes, which are basically the souls of this game. I do go back down to pick up those souls and come back up to rest of the bonfire, but this is basically going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for staying to the end if you did, and please check out my future videos. Like I said, I'm going to make more playthrough videos of each area that I go through all the way through the game, and of course I'll make videos on any discoveries I make as far as loot or weapons or armor or other secrets. So I do appreciate everything that you, all the attention that you guys give this video, if there is any. And of course, hopefully I'll get better over time making these videos, but I enjoy playing this game, and I've waited a long time for it, and I enjoy making these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.